Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. Today, once again, is Friday, so we have our Friday weekly update. XUR has returned, as well as Trials of Osiris. We also have Solstice of Heroes going on this week and next week. So I'll give you a rundown on all the information regarding those three things, as well as all the other farms, glitches, cheeses that you can use heading into the weekend if you haven't had a chance to play very much this week. Some interesting things of note as far as updates are concerned to Solstice of Heroes. So I think all solo players will benefit from running that over the course of the weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. And remember, any of those things also enter you into any future giveaways on this channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. And when we reach 100,000 subscribers on the channel, we'll be giving away a new console or a video card if you play on PC. Almost 70% of those who watch often are still not subscribed, so if you would like to support the channel, subscribing is free and is the easiest way to do so. If you choose to leave a donation or become a channel member, not only will that grant you more entries into the next giveaway, but you'll also receive a friend request as well as a personal shout out from me on a future video. We'll do some shout outs towards the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for all the donations. You can also stick around till the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comment section for another entry into the next giveaway. And remember, all those secret hashtags stack between every video, so if you haven't done this on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back, check out another video, and of course do it again. If you've watched till this point in the video, you can always leave a hashtag Archie down below. But now on to XUR. Today we have the Lucky Pants, as well as the Arthuria's Embrace. Probably said that incorrectly. Also, anything that I might say incorrectly, you can leave in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway. Also, always interested to hear all your thoughts and comments on all the topics covered today, so anything regarding that in the comment section will also grant you another entry into the next giveaway. The gauntlets at a 61 roll, high grenade, super, and weapon stats. And then we have the Lucky Pants with a high health, class, and weapon stats. Thing to note, if you are using your ghost mods to change the stats, it does work, though you might have to go to orbit between every single look at XUR in order to get them to change. So if you're looking for a different role, change the mod and then go to orbit and then come back to XUR and they should change for you. It's been a little bit glitchy. I think it's supposed to just change while you're at XUR. For Titans, we have the Armamentarium as well as the L'Oreal Splendor Helm, and this is definitely one that most people are probably going to want to pick up. Not one of the new updated exotics. You can tell by the little green tab. These will also count as new gear, but still a oldie but a goodie, so make sure you have it if you don't. The Armamentarium has high melee, class ability, and weapons stats, and the L'Oreal Splendor has melee, grenade, and super, but remember, those are also just the ones that I'm seeing based on my current Ghost mod. Almost forgot there. For the Warlocks, we have the Crown of Tempest, as well as the Necrotic Grip. And also note, I don't know if the Ghost mods work on all classes, or if you have to be on the class that the particular piece of armor is for in order to see the change, but the Crown of Tempest with health, class, and weapon stats. Very high class and weapon stats. And the Necrotic Grip with weapon, grenade, and melee. Also a very good roll as far as that's concerned, though the stats are somewhat low. But if you don't have the Necrotic Grip, these are still a very viable exotic, so I would encourage everybody to pick them up. We also have exotic class items now forever at XUR. Remember, in order to buy exotic class items with strange coins, and you can buy as many as you want if you're looking for a specific role, but you still need to complete the Dual Destiny mission first, or you needed to have unlocked them during Festival of the Lost this past fall. So, if you haven't done Dual Destiny, now's the time to do it. On the more strange offers page, we have our Favor of the Nine buff, of course. Remember to pick this up to get more strange coins, though strange coins seem to be somewhat plentiful at the moment. We have an Ascendant Shard for 23 strange coins. We have 3 enhancement cores for 5 strange coins, and 11 enhancement cores for 17 strange coins. I'm going to take these just because I'm running a little low on enhancement cores, and also pick up my Favor of the Nine buff. We have 33,000 Glimmer for 7 strange coins, and 57,000 Glimmer for 11 strange coins. Also, 7 raid banners for 11 strange coins, and remember we also have the strange gift offer, which can drop some unique items. You have a chance to get, actually, I think, enhanced weapons or craftable weapons out of this, but you also get blue weapons or things like raid banners, but not a bad way to spend 1 strange coin at a time if you need. On to the strange gear offers, the meat and potatoes of today's video. We have a Hawkmoon with Quick Draw and Combat Grip. Remember, you can still pull Hawkmoons from your collections with random rolls. This is a glitch, so use it while you can. We have a Jade Rabbit. We have the Fighting Lion. We have the Darcy. We have the Lord of Wolves Catalyst, which is a must-have. Definitely pick this up if you don't have it. And then we have the Bad Juju Catalyst, which also is a very good catalyst to have if you don't. But between the two, I would probably say the Lord of Wolves Catalyst is and has been probably the must-have catalyst of the two. But Bad Juju, if you don't have it, is definitely a worthy pickup as well. For legendary weapons, we have a duty-bound Adept weapon. So this was actually a Nightfall weapon, and we can actually get it in its Adept form at the moment. We've been seeing certain Nightfall weapons creep into XUR's pool. There's also Trials weapons, and these can roll either Enhanced or Adept, and we have a cool Adept one today. I don't know if the Duty Bound is really the best thing at the moment, but certainly a Adept Kinetic Auto Rifle can't be a bad thing. We have the Refusal of the Call, which I also think was available last week. Very unique glaive in that it has, well, one, it's a strand glaive, but also has Vorpal on it, this one, and it can be enhanced. So this is a very good roll on a strand glaive if you don't have one. Just curious what haft this has. Okay, it doesn't come with the Tempered Trust haft. If you ever see one or any glaive with the Tempered Trust haft, that is by far the best half. Actually increases your melee speed by about 50%. We have a Whispering Slab with Pugilist, High Ground, and Paracausal Fluid. Also can be enhanced. We have a Deadpan Delivery with Elemental Capacitor, Frenzy, and the Vanguard Vindication origin trait. We have a Keen Thistle. Also can be enhanced with Under Pressure, Bait and Switch, and Crasity. I think I'm probably saying that incorrectly. You can let me know in the comment section down below. But a Trials weapon that can be enhanced. One of the better snipers, I would add. We have an Amnesia. Probably saying that one incorrectly too. But this one can also be enhanced with Successful Warm-Up, Demoralize, and Willing Vessel. And I'm curious what the actual draw time on this. Kind of high. You're looking for a low draw time. Shout out to John for helping me know that, because I don't use bows that often, but I've gotten a whole bunch from the Solstice of Heroes. We have a Reed's Regret with Surplus, Successful Warm-Up, and Alcracity again. Probably saying it incorrectly once more. We have a Faithkeeper with Strategist, Lasting Impression, and the Radiolaire Transposer. Lasting Impression is a unique perk on rocket launchers and can do some funky things sometimes to certain enemies and bosses. And then we have a Scintillation Adept. This was another Nightfall weapon. This is a fully Adept enhanceable weapon. This one with Rapid Hit, Reservoir Burst, and Stunning Recovery. This is a very good linear fusion rifle and a fully Adept enhanced one. It's the first time we've seen this, so if you didn't get this from GM Nightfalls, which is the only area that these were available previous the launch of Edge of Fate, then definitely pick this up this weekend. So some interesting loot all around when it comes to XUR. Also remember Through the Strange Weapon Ingram, you can get any of these as well as all the other loot with random rolls, but as you can see, there is chances to get adept weapons and enhanced adept weapons. Remember to pick up your exotic cipher if you don't have it. Some people might be trying to do this in order to reach Guardian rank. I believe it was 7. There's a particular part that requires the exotic cipher quest to be completed, so pick that up this weekend if you haven't. And that is going to be it for XUR today. Everybody can leave a hashtag XUR down below for another entry into the next giveaway. Joining us in the tower, we have Don and John. Can leave a hashtag Don or hashtag John in the comment section down below for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. We'll now head up to Banshee44, see what rolls he has for today. Check in on Tess Everis and Eva Levant. Do a brief rundown of those things, and then we'll talk about some other stuff that you might want to know heading into the weekend. Banshee has a crate with Vorpal Weapon, Compulsive Reloader, and Vice Stinger. Though this is a base vanilla weapon, it's actually still a very good roll. We have a I always say this one incorrectly. Lunalada, definitely said that incorrectly, with Shoot to Loot, Adrenaline Junkie, and Vice Stinger. We have a Jurassica 3SR with Tunnel Vision, Kill Clip, and Vice Stinger. We have the Fracto Scythe Shotgun with Lead from Gold and Adagio. We have a Farewell with Tunnel Vision and Thresh, and then we have a Ill Omen, which can be crafted with Balance Guard, Strategist, Assassin's Blade, and the Radial Lair Transposer Origin trait. For the Focus Decoding, we have the Suros weapons, as well as the Casodiadia, the text weapons. That's what we're going to go with. A lot of things mispronounced in this video, so everybody should have a field day in the comments, I'm sure. I try to remember when people correct me, but sometimes it's just hard when they're all caps like that. As I said, we have the Solstice of Heroes going on this week and next. Over on the Forge page, remember, these are very good armor pieces. They should drop tier 4, no lower than tier 3. On the workbench. And these weapons also for the rank ups are very, very good. I would say the Festival Flight is probably one of the best. It can roll with Hatchlings and Slice. For an aerial denial grenade launcher, this is incredible. And also the Yeartide Apex SMG is absolutely phenomenal. I have one with Heal Clip and Incandescent, and it is just doing incredible work for me. The Fortunate Star is also not a bad weapon if you can get one of the higher tier ones. So I have a tier 5, and it's actually very, very good. So all of these very, very reasonably decent weapons, if not great weapons. And I think this is probably one of the most fruitful solstices we've had in quite some time. Remember to pick up your rank track rewards. And if you plan on farming out Solstice, I would recommend Scorch is a really good place to do it. Remember to enter Scorch through the Solstice portal just to make sure that you don't get anything bugged. But anything that has the distorted Solstice engrams listed under rewards, bonus rewards, is a great thing to run at the moment. And I have heard that some of the rewards for Crucible are a little bit bugged and are actually dropping higher power gear than you would expect, or it's supposed to. Same thing with certain activities that we'll get into towards the end of the video. I am going to hit my rank bonus. Been meaning to do this. I believe I'm rank 8 now. If I didn't, John was going to yell at me. So that's fun. Also, if you have not picked up your rewards from Zavala, make sure to do so. But you might want to do so towards the end of the weekend, just because all of these are going to be high rank drops, and you want to make sure that you can rank up as much as possible before you actually pick these, because it'll always go based on, I think it's 4 or 3 above your highest piece of gear, and that'll give you a big boost, and then you can min-max up to whatever it's dropping at. So as you can see, I have 359 here. Something worth noting. Just a strategy as far as upgrading. Also, if you are trying to get a little bit more power so that you can, again, mid-max, remember over on Flare, under your masks, now this is only for helmets, of course, but the old masks are also going to be higher than your current piece of gear. Now you can't infuse these, unfortunately, but you can still use it in order to get higher drops for the activities that you're running. So just sort of a stopgap in between when you're trying to get new stuff and you don't really have quite high enough gear in order to get to that next level. You can always use that. Remember that, again, you can't infuse them. Over at Tess Everis, we had the Regal Darling shader as well as the Rising Seafoam shader. We have the Trackbound shell as well as the Cabana shell. Down for Bright Dust, we have the Raging Lepus for the Jade Rabbit, which is also for sale from XUR, so you can get the ornament as well as the exotic the same weekend. We have the Off My Lawn vehicle. I had a lot of interesting comments about this. I asked, what movie do they say Off My Lawn in? I got a whole bunch of answers. One person listed every single video or movie or TV show that this is actually uttered in, so thank you for all of those. Be interested to hear some more comments down below about maybe some movies where that is said, or some TV shows for that matter. We have the Summertide Kite shader, and we have the Quadcopter shell. Also, if you are looking for the new skimmer, you can save a little bit of silver by just picking up the skimmer, even though it is sold in the, I believe it's the pack of stuff here for 2,500 silver. You can actually, if you're just looking for the skimmer, because the Flying Ace shell as well as the Grillmaster shell will be sold for Bright Dust eventually, though I don't know about the skimmer. We also have the Reef Watcher shader, which I'm not, well, it's actually kind of cool. I'll give it. That's kind of a cool shader. But in any case, you can pick up these later for Bright Dust, but save a little bit if you're just looking for the skimmer. You can also pick up the new Ornament set for Solstice of Heroes for 6,000 Bright Dust. I am not, because I really do not like the look of this one for the Warlock, though I've seen the Hunter and Titan ones are a bit better. Trials of Osiris is also going on this weekend. I don't believe we have any featured weapons, and I probably won't be able to see them because I am recording this on my PC, and I do not own Edge of Fate on my PC. For anybody who wants to comment that, I own it on the console, and that's where I primarily play. Wasn't it a great time back in the day when we had all the expansions for free on console and you could just cross over? It was really, really great. Fortunately, none of that anymore, but we do have random rolls, and of course, you can pick up all the old Trials of Osiris armor. Tinnitus Bat also joining us in the tower. You can hashtag Tinnitus Bat in the comments section down below. So you can buy all of these for Glimmer as well as materials. And we should be getting, again, all the weapons as random drops at or during Trials of Osiris this weekend. Also to note that Trials rewards were a bit bugged and were not dropping at Power last weekend. I believe that has been patched. A couple of things to note as well. I talked about these a little bit in my last video, but if you are planning on running any portal activities, I'm just going to go to the go to Orbit really quick, because for some reason the portal doesn't seem to be loading at the moment. But if you are running, say, solo ops for Power or for the Solstice Ingrams, which are probably the best source of not only tier weapons, higher tier weapons like tier 5s, but also Power at the moment. We have the Creation for solo ops today, and this would be the one that I would definitely recommend running. Always run the one that has the Distorted Solstice Engram listed, and make sure that you're going for an A tier. Now, when it comes to the A tier, B plus tier thing, it really doesn't matter what the score, the presumed score is going to be. You need to still hit the A tier score. You can do that through the B plus, but if you are not getting drops at higher tier or higher power from B plus, that is why. So I would always just recommend making it an A tier just to be safe. But the Distorted Solstice Engrams can drop at 2 tier higher if you can get a tier and you're completing all the objectives and you have, of course, your Solstice Engrams available through this activity. So it's a great source of power as well as tier farming. And in certain activities, there are specific things that are a bit glitched out. The Fired Up modifier actually has a way of glitching and giving you infinite heavy ammo. Now, this was a source of conjecture in my last video, which I did talk about this more, so go check that out if you haven't. That does a better breakdown than what I'm giving today. But essentially, that particular mod, if you get a bunch of solar primary weapon skills to charge up the mod and then switch to a heavy weapon that is also solar, the solar kills will just rebuff the mod and will continually give you heavy ammo. It still works. It does work. Trust me. And this works for all activities where you can change the modifiers. Now, one last thing I did want to check out. Now, I'm not totally sure how or what this is going to play into, but we are going to go look at one of our oldest vendors in the EDZ, Devrim Kay, because apparently there is a secret rewards tab at Devrim Kay, and people are speculating that this is going to be tied into Ashen Iron, which will be launching in September, so just about a month, I think at the beginning of September. But in any case, I was unaware that these rewards were even there, so I figured why not go and give them a look really quick. But that is going to conclude all the information for today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell, the post notifications, as I said before, to be entered into any future giveaways. If you've watched to this point in the video, as I said, you can leave those hashtag tinnitus bat, hashtag John, hashtag Archie, hashtag Don, hashtag Zur. Can I pick this up? A little bit of extra glimmer. Thank you very much, Bungie. In the comment section down below are hashtag Trials of Osiris or hashtag Edge of Fate. Any of those will give you another entry into the next giveaway for this video. We'll just check out this loot really quick and then we'll do some shout outs. So if you have contributed to the channel, stick around for that. So we do have a few extra emblems available here. No secret page, though I also have seen that you can, or if you maybe haven't picked them up already, there are certain ghosts that were available from Devrim Kay. I don't know. I'd be curious to see down below thoughts and feedback on this if they're seeing more stuff here than what I am. And now on to those shout outs really quick. We did a shout out to Tinnitus Bat. We did a shout out to C. John or John and Don, who also joined us in the tower today. And we also had some new contributors to the channel, so we'll start off with those. Shout out to Baked Goodies, shout out to Porta Bomber, shout out to 12 Gauge King, to Matt Farrelly, to Dot Rider, to Chris Caulfield, to RKW, to Killer Ninja, to Green Mason, to Dr. Squeaks, to Deadpool, to J.A. Nightmare, to Gecko, to Tinnitus Bat again, to Real Dez, to our buddy Sinister, one of our best friends on the channel, to Jade, to our other buddy DJ Oros, to Joe Kim Upling, to Aaron Batts, to Zack Attack, to Ronald Johnson, to Brizga Foos, to Zark Kamar, to Charlie Boy, to Velvet Hammer, to Rage Forever, to Chip and Soda, to DG Striker, always good to see you, sir, to our buddy C. John, to Justin St. John, to Nomad, to Plucky Disco, to Chris Scott, to Shadow of Death Sweden, to Rabbidice, to Jay Talley, to Most Unknown, to Steve Card, to Richard Hartnett, to Kenny Conrad, to Very Sneaky, and to SSJ Scoot. Thank you all so much for all the support. As always appreciate you all being here. Can't thank you enough. To anybody who's just watching, any new subscribers, thank you again. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. And once more, I am Wilhelm Scream. Of course, we will see you next time.